Hi, today's video is about the Clinique Superfine Liner for brows, and this is a review. So I'm going to let you know what I think about the product and how it performs. Now, as some of you might know, the Christmas season is starting very soon, so that's why I thought I could share my review about this brow pencil right here, because then you might know if this is something for you or if you wanted to surprise your friend or your family member with a brow pencil, because I'm going to share my pros and cons with this pencil. Then I also would like to share my demonstration on how I'm using the pencil so that you can see if the performance is the right one for you or for as a gift. And also, if you're new to this video and also new to my channel, then also don't forget to hit the subscribe button underneath and also turn on the little notification bell, because this will let you know when I'm uploading a new video. But now let's talk about the product itself. So this is what the Clinique Superfine Liner for brows looks like, and it has a plastic packaging, as you can see, and it's very thin in general. So when you open up the cap, then you need to twist it so that the pencil will appear. And at first the pencil was really flat and straight, so once you're working with it, it starts to round it itself just a tiny bit more so that it gets comfortable on the skin and also between your brow hairs. So what I love about the product is because it has such a thin brow texture, and also because the pencil itself is very thin in the whole packaging, it's easy to use, and you can also create really nice hair strokes with it. So what I like is that you can twist it out and also twist it back in so that it will stay safe and that you're also not going to use too much or break it. So what I also love about the pencil is that they are having 4 shades, and I have the shade Deep Brown, so 03 Deep Brown, and they are having 4 shades. Now, one of the main concerns that I had was because I ordered this one online, I wasn't sure which shade I should get, so I went for Deep Brown because the Deep Brown looked a bit better than the Soft Brown. But now when I'm thinking back, I rather would take the Soft Brown instead of the Deep Brown, I would guess, because the Deep Brown is a little bit too warm toned for me. You will see it later on. For my natural brow hair color, I just would need a cool toned pencil, so maybe the other one would work for me better. But all in all, I really like the product itself. The only thing that's really missing is it doesn't have a spoolie on the other end. So some brow pencil have a spoolie on the other end, this one doesn't. So which can be a negative point, but also if you have a spoolie at home, as I do, then it also will work with your own spoolie and you just can brush through your hairs. So now I just wanted to go to the demonstration. So before we're moving on with the brow pencil from Clinique, I'm just going to brush my hair upward to start off with. Now with the brow pencil from Clinique, you will see that the tip is very fine, and what I'm going to do at first is I'm going to create a beautiful and fine line on the bottom part so that you will see how detailed this pencil is, which I really love and appreciate. I'm just going to use it very light-handed, and if you're using a product very light-handed, it will create very natural strokes. And later on you will also see why I said that I've chosen the wrong shade, which isn't too bad, but I just would recommend going in with a different shade instead if you're having the same shade of brow hairs as I do. So I just did now the bottom part. Now I'm going to brush it up again so that you will see the line. And it just creates a really nice and detailed line if you're just using little strokes, and little strokes are enough. You don't need to drag the product because it's so easy to use. It's not really creamy, it's more gel-like instead of creamy. So which means that it also stays in place. And I mean, I'm here in the tropics, so when I'm wearing this brow pencil, it's not going to smudge, it's not going to run down my face, even though it's very hot here. So that's what I love, I can trust it. Now, I'm not that person that rubs through the brows. If it's itchy or some point, then I'm just going to do it with my nail, but I'm not going to rub over it. So it's not a waterproof or stay in place 24-hour brow pencil. Just keep this in mind, that's not what it says. But I just wanted to say that it's really suitable and you don't need to worry about it. like it's not going to run down your face, which is really, really nice. Now I'm going to finish off filling in my brows. I'm just going to show you little parts of it, because then we can talk about the pencil a bit more. So I just created also the top line, and now I'm going to fill it in the middle section between my brow hairs. So I'm still using little strokes. I'm not going to drag the product around too much because I wanted to keep it really nice and natural. Now you maybe will notice, or you might not, but I've noticed it because my brow hairs are a little bit darker. The brow pencil is a bit too warm toned for my brow hair like color. So I would go with a bit of a cool toned one for next time. But I still really like the product. It's really nice and easy to use. I'm just using little strokes. I don't need to drag it all over my skin because it's like really nice. It works directly, so you do not need really like that much pressure. Now I'm going a little bit more towards the front, using it very light-handed, and now I'm just going to emphasize brow hairs for the front part. And I always use the spoolie in between. Now I know that this might be a negative point for some of you, that it doesn't really comes with the spoolie on the other end. But if you have a spoolie, then this brow pencil is really nice, and I highly would recommend it to the people who love a very nice and fine tip. So now once you have filled them in, you just can place them back as you want them to stay with the spoolie. And personally, the brow pencil itself, the texture of it feels like a gel, so it's not really like too creamy so that it will like smudge everywhere, but it's really nice and in a stiff texture. So if you really like it, then this is something for you. I honestly love it, and you can clearly see the difference now from both sides. So I really like that side, and you just need little strokes when you're using it, so you don't need to drag it, as I already mentioned, because even though it's gel, sometimes gel can be too stiff and you need to press really hard with it, but this one you don't have to press, like you just can use it very softly and natural. And now we are just going to talk a little bit about the price. So now that I've filled in both of my brows with the Clinique Superfine Liner for brows, I'm going to talk a bit about the price. So when it comes to the price, I bought it online here in Australia, which is 36 Australian dollars, and when I transfer it into US dollars, then it's about a little bit over 25 US dollars. And now when it comes to the product itself, like for how long it will last you, now I've used it quite a lot. So I bought it like, let's say 3 weeks, maybe a month ago, like around that time, and I've used also quite a bit of it because I'm doing my brows every day. So you need to like remember it if you're doing your brows every day, and also maybe if you're doing your brows once in a while. So that's the difference. Now the product, when I'm turning it out like to the maximum, then it's this one left. So I would guess that if you're using it every day, then it will last you to 2 to 3 months, like the product in all. That's what I would guess, because I haven't really finished it at all, but I've used also quite a bit with it because it was much longer. So I would say around 2 to 3 months, this is how far you would come with one brow pencil. And I personally don't really mind the price because I really love the product itself and also how it performs. The only thing that I would change is that I would go with a different shade, but that's also what I've mentioned to you. So have a look at the shades, or if you have a store like where it sells Clinique, like at your place, at your area, then have a look at them in person. And then if you know what it looks like in person, then you always can order them online if you prefer to. So this is what I would recommend to you. And all in all, I really like the product and I highly would recommend it to you. If this is something for you, if this suits you or a family member where you know that they are always doing their brows and that they love to do it, because this is a product that needs to be treated with love, and that's also what I'm doing. That's why I love it, of course. So this is basically the end of the video, because that's all what I wanted to point out, what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope that this was a helpful review and that you could get some information out of it. And thank you so much for watching, and yeah, we'll see you soon in the next video. Bye!